Viewers, there's a new con man in town with a new con to fool you. This is a rather startling case. A fake embassy run by a fake diplomat, fake promises for some fake countries, but a very real hawala racket that's been busted in UP's Ghaziabad. The man behind this, Harshvardhan Jain, is now under arrest. The UP STF uncovered the fake embassy operating out of a rented bungalow. Harshvardhan Jain had converted this bungalow in Ghaziabad's Kavinagar into an embassy for countries like West Arctica, Saborga, Pulvia and Lodonia. He's posed as their ambassador, flaunting luxury cars which were fitted with fake diplomatic number plates. Sometimes there were 2 number plates, yet he went on the roads. Not just this, Jain also morphed his photographs with global leaders, including the Prime Minister, to project himself as a diplomat. Let's tell you about the trove of fake diplomatic paraphernalia that was recovered during raids at this fake embassy. 4 luxury vehicles bearing diplomatic plates, 18 additional fake diplomatic number plates, 12 diplomatic passports of Micronation states, forged documents bearing seals of the Ministry of External Affairs, 2 fake PAN cards, 34 counterfeit seals of various countries and companies, 44.7 lakh rupees in cash, foreign currency of multiple nations and 2 fake press cards. US Times does now access the disclosure statement of the accused Harshvardhan Jain. He's revealed that he used fake designations for fraudulent brokerage and deception under the guise of arranging work for companies and private individuals. To create a false sense of diplomatic influence, he illegally hoisted flags of various countries at his residence in Ghaziabad, operated vehicles with diplomatic number plates posing as an embassy, and he's revealed how he came in contact with arms dealer Adnan Khashoggi in 2000, after which he established more than a dozen companies in London which were used for brokerage and commission dealings. Priyank, very quickly, this is bigger a racket than it seems. In fact, links with arms dealers, brokerage, hawala transactions, and of course, fake diplomatic credentials. It doesn't get more sensational than this.
Yes, I think Madhav, and this kind of registration number, which is meant for the embassies, being used for those cars to ferry illegal cash for hawala transaction, is certainly a new modus operandi. There are multiple things which the investigators need to focus. That who were these people whose money was being transported by this particular individual, and knowing by his past, since in the year 2011 he was also arrested for having a satellite phone with him, and because of then the political clout, he was allowed to leave without any kind of scrutiny at that particular moment at Kavinagar police station is another aspect. In the due course of time, the police officials are expected to question him regarding whose money was being transported by him, because you can imagine if embassy registration vehicle is coming towards a police
we'll
picket.
continue to track this case. It's a sensational one. We'll continue to get all the updates on this tomorrow as well. But for the moment, let me shift focus and quickly introduce our guests on this. We have Sanjay Sai, former IPS officer, joining us. We have Suresh Kumar Goyal, former diplomat, with us. Dikshu Kukreja is Honorary Consul General of Albania, and Neeraj Sharma is Honorary Consul General of Palau. Let me start with you first. Sanjay Sahai, how is it possible? There are so many red flags regarding this individual. He's been caught with a satellite phone about 11 years ago, and he's been doing this for the past 7 years. One, look at those number plates, 2 number plates. One is supposed to be, a diplomatic number plate, but it is clearly not. There are, and the manner in which he's been operating in plain sight, hiding in plain sight, as the saying goes. How was this individual allowed to go on scot-free for so many years?
I don't think he was hiding in plain sight. I think literally he was allowed to hide in plain sight. Now, if we move with our glasses or eyes covered, nothing great can be done about it. There are a couple of pointers which I'll give you. So these number plates, is it not a part of the normal RTO and the traffic police? Don't they understand what are CD number plates? And if they understand what the CD number plates are, I don't think it would have taken such a long time. This person would have been allowed to operate in the manner he did for nearly 8 years. On the other side, this micronation, I think micronation still gets completely unregulated by Ministry of External Affairs. I have absolutely no idea. So any micronation can start with anything, or is there even a directory or a database of micronations? So like that, if we go, then we come to the state intelligence. The state intelligence embassy crops up in a place like Ghaziabad. Ghaziabad is not a place known for embassies or consulate generals or consulates, whichever way you take it. So a consulate general's office crops up. And that also, the name of the nation is West Arctica. So I don't think if that is not a red flag. I don't know what a red flag would be. You come to state intelligence, again it's the same story. You come to central intelligence, again it's the same story. So I fail to understand that everything is happening at the superficial level, or is we have the capability to get into depth of things, or anybody can come with any novel manner and he can try and do things and get away. So the investigation primarily.
Crooks and criminals just have to find one loophole, and this is a clear example of how they're able to exploit it. But let me bring in Neeraj Sharma, who's the Honorary Consul General of the Republic of Palau to India, which incidentally is a sovereign nation but not a micronation. But Neeraj Sharma, is that a very, a clear loophole that has been pointed out by the IPS officer? Micronations perhaps not as closely regulated by the Ministry of External Affairs, and that's something that allows such fraudsters to get away undetected for so long.
Yeah, I want to go back a bit in history. Recent history where Simon Wong, the Singapore High Commissioner, flagged down a Singapore High Commission's number plate car at the New Delhi International Airport. And then we had in March 2025 a gentleman called K.S. Rana, a businessman from Agra, again apprehended in Ghaziabad for faking himself as the High Commissioner of Oman. And now we have Harshvardhan Jain. Now, why is this happening? This is happening because these individuals or these people, they look at diplomatic positions as positions of glamour, positions of fame, positions of money, and positions of opportunity. And most of them, you will see them as fly-by-night operators in a lot of events in the capital, where most diplomatic missions have their national days. You will see people who are wannabes. They think that it is a wow factor being a diplomat. But then you should understand that being a diplomat is a lot of responsibility and comes with a lot of scrutiny. Now, when honorary consuls or honorary consul generals are appointed in India, they go through a lot of scrutiny from various international and national security agencies. Now, Harshvardhan has managed to hoodwink all these agencies, but then law has finally caught up with him.
Right. Let me bring in fact, Suresh Goyal, who's a former diplomat. Mr. Goyal, what needs to be done to regulate these individuals? Because, on the one hand, you have this individual who's using this as a cover. He's, of course, put up his images with various top dignitaries, to try and show how powerful he is, how influential he is. But he's also using this to, conduct hawala transactions and God knows, dupe all sorts of people, because there are fake passports that have also been found with this person. How do we get to the bottom of this and prevent this from happening? Because we have a diplomatic police force here in the national capital. One would have imagined that in the NCR region, at least, people would be a little more sensitized about such matters.
Madhav, first of all, former ambassador, not just a diplomat. I have been ambassador to several countries before I retired. I thought I'd just put that on the record here because there are two honorary consul generals here and they will understand what the ambassadors are. Okay, now coming back to the issue that you are mentioning, you see that really shows carelessness and complete neglect of duties at the law and order enforcement agencies, not just in Delhi or Ghaziabad, but all over India, really. I would say that I've seen that happening because it's quite clear. The procedure is very clear. As far as any foreign ambassador in Delhi is concerned, or a foreign consul general in India is concerned, or Honorary Consul Generals are concerned, the Ministry of External Affairs maintains a complete list, because anybody can be accredited as ambassador or function as Consul General or appointed as Honorary Consul General only after approval of the Government of India has been given through the Ministry of External Affairs. I know right from the day one when we joined the Foreign Service and we are in the MEA, we see this white book which the MEA maintains, and it lists everyone who are working in the missions, their addresses, residential addresses, and the official addresses. Therefore, if there is any doubt or if there is any information which is suspect, all it takes really is for a police officer, police department, go to the MEA, check, and they will let you know. As far as the number plates are concerned, traffic police, there is no diplomatic police here in Delhi. There is only normal police, but even the normal police and the normal traffic police, it should be simple enough for them to know what actually is a CD number plate. And even if it looks like a CD number plate, because all you need to do is go to Khan Market or go to some place where they make the number plate and you pay them some money and they will be very happy to make a number plate for you, which looks just like a CD number plate. But if there is a CD number plate you see on a car and you have any doubt whatsoever, for whatever reason, check.
Well, there is an office of the Diplomatic Security Force in Chanakapuri in New Delhi, but that's a matter of detail. Let me quickly bring in Dikshu Kukreja. Let me bring in Dikshu Kukreja, who's the Honorary Consul General of the Republic of Albania. What really drives such individuals, Dikshu Kukreja? We're at a time where perhaps for valid reasons, for employment, etc., people have this craze for going abroad. So, are people, in that sense, really gullible? And what really do citizens need to do to safeguard against being duped by such unethical criminal elements?
Hi, Madhav. I think that's a very large question in a sense to be answered in a minute or two. But I would just say that, yes, of course, people will always, there will be certain people who will be gullible. There will be people, if not just gullible, they believe others. And there will be such creative conmen. They've existed always in every part of the world. But I would say the buck really stops here because with the local police, because I don't understand the basics are very clear that embassies and honorary consul generals and honorary consuls can only be in either the capital city or the state capitals. So for them to be operating out of Ghaziabad is a red flag in the first place itself. Secondly, the kind of number plate I'm watching on your screen, that's a very strange number plate. I've never seen anyone have such a plate before. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that there's something wrong there. And the traffic police has also just given it a go by without investigating. So I think somewhere the police has to be a little more cognizant about what diplomats are having as privileges. And if there's something which does stand out, it needs to be investigated. Secondly, as my colleague and friend Neeraj Sharma has mentioned, that there is a complete list which is there with the Ministry of External Affairs. It's on their website. Besides all of that, we consuls and consul generals also have our own website, which is where all of us are members. So all that information is also there. But
absolutely. So it's very easy to cross-check is what you're essentially saying, as the past panelist has also said. Despite all of that, why does it take an STF? And due credit to them for busting this racket, but why does it take an STF, which is perhaps based in Lucknow, to come down to Ghaziabad and crack this? Why should the local police, which should have been far more alert, why were they not able to detect it? Several questions, those double, number plates, several such red flags that were there, but were ignored for a fairly long amount of time. Certainly some valid questions that have been reported there. I'd like to thank Sanjay Sahai, Suresh Kumar Goyal, Dikshu Kukreja, and Neeraj Sharma for joining us this evening.